Here we go!
Hey, what's up, Blue Blurs? This is GamerBlake90, here to present to you my next episode of my Sonic Colors playthrough series featuring Planet Wisp. For the last 3 weeks, I inadvertently followed the weekly upload schedule as far as the series is concerned, as for the last 3 weeks I'd uploaded 1 episode per week. First for Tropical Resort, then for Sweet Mountain, and most recently Starlight Carnival, which went up last Wednesday. So hopefully you all enjoyed that video, and hopefully the same can be said for this video once it goes up. As well, I know my content creation train has slowed down a bit, but at best I've been meant like 2 or 3 uploads per week, though usually I tend to do better than that, and part of the reason for that is because due to a change in my quality options for my videos, it's added to the rendering and upload time for when my videos go up, which is why they're taking a little longer to come out recently. I've been putting them out with the quality option of 1080p, so hopefully you all have been enjoying that little luxury, and hopefully I'll be able to improve upon it as I'm eventually able to get better equipment with which to record and post stuff. Seeing as I tend to have a lower tier PC on my end when it comes to doing this sort of stuff, but I gotta make do with what I've got until I'm able to make that next step up the ladder. So hopefully you all understand, and I hope you're still enjoying the content all the same. Anyway, for this video we're going to Planet Wisp, and there only seems to be one wisp in need of rescuing, which is the pink wisp that turns into a spiked ball and allows you to cling to walls while moving along it, whether it be to the left or to the right, much like how it worked in Sonic Generations. And I assume it works similarly to Sonic Generations, because I don't see why they would make it work differently, but then again, Sega is Sega. So, if we're all ready, let's dive into Planet Wisp. And just like every other stage, there'll be 6 acts of it to enjoy along with the boss act. Oh god, the soundtrack for Planet Wisp. I still give it up to Starlight Carnival, but it's winning my heart so far, and I don't see why it wouldn't. Because again, there's a very good reason they chose this stage for Sonic Generations. It was used in the opening cutscene for Sonic Colors, so I guess it was a stage that was best meant to represent this game in Generations. So we have a lot of drifting sections to go through here, as you can see. You gotta keep the B button held down and tilt the stick to the left or right, so you'll be able to clear these corners a lot more easily than you otherwise would. And while you're drifting, you also seem to perform a slide attack that lets you break past badniks, which is good to know. Rainbow ring to jump through. And that lake down there does not look too pure. In fact, it looks like poison, so let's not fall into it. Okay. There is a pink wisp, and sure enough, that is the spike wisp, which I'm guessing you can use to move along walls and break boxes just like this. In fact, let's jump up here. I totally called it. And there's a rocket wisp? How can I cancel on my transformation early so I can use it? Because I want to break past that panel and see what I can find in there. I'm picking the wisp up at least, but I don't know if it'll let me save it for a future use. Let's try this. Wait for the gauge to run out so we get our old form back. Rocket! Oh yeah, baby! Woo, free fall, let's go. That reminds me, there was also the rocket wisp in Generation, which allowed you to break through panels exactly like the one we just broke through. So the spike wisp wasn't the only wisp seen in, I was about to say, did we just fall into a pit and die? But I guess not. Oh, that panel's sending me in the opposite direction. I guess that's our way back up. So swoop! Woo! It feels a little awkward trying to move while you're in spiked form, I gotta say. Alright, wait a minute. It feels a little weird adjusting to which direction you need to tilt the stick while you're in the spike form. Like at one point just now, I was holding the stick, I think, to the left, and I was moving down. I guess that's part of how the movement of the spike wisp was programmed. So if you want to immediately correct your movement after you adjust to a different wall, you have to let go of the stick completely and then tilt it again so you can move it in the right direction. And we're back to Miss Spike Wisp. We're gonna have to do a lot of this, aren't we? I can only hope it doesn't take nearly as long as it did in Generations, because that was my huge gripe about Planet Wisp. The stage took forever to beat, especially as classic Sonic. With Modern, it wasn't quite as bad, but my god. That was one of the few classic Sonic stages I wasn't too happy with. Is there any way I can immediately go back to normal? I can't seem to end the transformation prematurely. So hopefully, that doesn't reintroduce the initial problem I had with Wisp in Generations. Dun 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 dun. And I said in my last video, but I'll say it again. I thought for a minute I messed up there. I zipped right past the zip line, but I could have grabbed onto if I wouldn't have to make that risky jump, but it all worked out okay. Ooh, oh boy. Ah, crap, 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 crap. Ah! That didn't go too well. I'm a little anxious about boosting here, because I don't want to fall off a ledge and potentially to my death. But that worked out just fine. Not entirely, but it worked out. So we'll make a sharp turn in this corner here. Alright, what's going on here? Oh! Oh, yeah. It's just like those, launchers that you first see in Sonic Unleashed, where you tilt them in the correct direction, and then press the corresponding button in order to jump out of it in the correct direction. In Generations, it worked a little bit differently, but was mostly the same, and it doesn't surprise me that it was present in colors also. Maybe that's why they carried it over. Do I hear the gold ring? Do I hear the gold ring? Please say I hear the gold ring. Please tell me I'm not going nuts. Sadly, we didn't pick up any red rings at all, so that's the one downside to the first act that I just played through, but oh well. It isn't a red ring playthrough, so I don't care all that much, but I will make up for it at some point. Woo! Speaking of red rings, let's jump off it and grab it. And I still hear the gold ring. Oh my god, if I hadn't stuck to that wall just now, I most likely would have fallen to my death. And that would have been a very flattering start to the playthrough, wouldn't it? But we picked it back up in the nick of time, and we just finished the first act, in the process of getting an A rank, which is better than I thought I was going to get for my first shot at this act. 5 minutes. Disgusting. Sonic is usually faster than that. But we'll have to make do. So that is the Spike Wisp we've rescued. Is that every Wisp in the game? Because I can't... No, that's not every Wisp. I remember an empty purple capsule in Starlight Carnival, and I haven't seen a purple Wisp so far. So we haven't rescued all of them yet. Act 2 of Planet Wisp. Hey, Sonic with that flip! That's what's up. Oh! Those spots we can break through with the stomp. Almost forgot about that. Is there a screen there? I knew it. A red ring. That was pretty easy to find. So it feels like, to get all the red rings and colors, you purposely have to go out of your way to explore sections that you otherwise wouldn't notice if you were just playing the game regularly. So you actually have to make a decent amount of... Oh, I thought for a minute you could jump inside the spinning jar by spinning out those traps that you're seeing there, but evidently you cannot take a ride on... Seriously, Sonic? You're really gonna make me look like a noob in the second act? Just like that? You're not even gonna pick up a ring to keep yourself alive? You total scrub. But I was going to say, evidently you can't ride those hovering cars the same way you could Bowser Jr.'s Cooper car. I almost said Cooper. Cooper as in, the named Koopa that you see in the... Where's Sonic? Oh, there he is. He's at the bottom. I lost sight of him for a bit. I see a switch. Okay. Oh my god. I probably have to go to the left. There it is. Hopefully I don't miss that. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna restart that, because I don't want to skip over that red ring. I know it isn't a red ring playthrough, but there was no excuse for missing that one. Let me fix my pride, okay? Let me get that first red ring back, seeing as I lost it from that restart. At the very least, you don't give up life by doing a restart, unlike in Generations, so I had much less reservations about restarting the stage. Do I have my boost? Yes, and... Well, so much for trying the air boost. Alright, now that worked out. You ain't clipped me this time. I've had enough of that. Are you serious right now? I can hear Bowser Jr. laughing at me from somewhere in the distance. I can just hear him mocking me. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. How do we get up there for that third red ring? Presumably by riding these. Luckily, there are no spikes in between them, so I gotta position myself carefully so I can get inside one without hurting myself. Hopefully I don't get crushed in the process, that would suck. Well, I rushed and that cost me. Is there a way out of there? Huh? What just happened there? Did someone just kick that box aside? I didn't know he could do that. I knew he could break them, but I didn't think he could just stand there and then kick them away from him. Still, I'm not gonna complain. 3 red rings. Maybe I can get all of them by the end of this act. I hate these Koopa cars. Bowser Jr., go away! Please! Okay, there's a switch. Activate the stairs above us, and apparently we cannot just run through here, so we'll have to backtrack. Almost ran into that. And I can double jump after a spring jump. Note taken. Another switch. Activate the staircase up above us. Constantly altering staircases at that. We're gonna move back to the left, please, so I can grab that life. Thank you. This is shades of Spring Yard Zone, with the rotating staircases that were made from blocks. Anybody else remember that? Alright, so we're going upward. Oh, so the Koopa cars are dropping rings instead of traps now. Okay. A nice change of heart. I can appreciate that. Slide underneath that and into the gold ring. Slide into them DMs, boy! Second that's done with. Took a little longer than it should have, seeing as it wasn't terribly long. I just purposely went out of my way to avenge the blow to my pride when I missed that second red ring. I know it was kind of trivial, but just the kind of guy I am. 2 acts are done with now. Planet Wisp is shaping out to be pretty fun so far, even if I'm not entirely familiar with it yet. I played through it in Generations, but I have no idea how much of the initial layout Generations borrowed from this stage. I couldn't boost there. I was bound to fall off from there if I did. I'm very anxious about boosting when you go along quick step sections when you zip to the left and right. That's the fastest way to get yourself to fall off and lose track of your progress. I missed the third act, but this feels familiar. The only problem is we don't have the laser wisp, which I kept calling him a zap wisp, by the way, but every time Sonic has activated a particular wisp, he said, laser! So I basically went for 3 videos while completely misidentifying that particular wisp. So, this is me correcting myself. Just so y'all don't come at my throat about it later. Oh, that's right. With the cube width, you can break blocks on impact. What's down here? I'm curious. All of a sudden, I don't know if I wanted to come down here because of that danger sign. Is there a way I can pick up another blue wisp? Nope! We're stuck with what we have. I tried to jump at him, but that's why I did a short hop, so I wasn't balled up. Gonna cube again! That shouldn't break that box below me, shouldn't it? Nope. That one's a lot more durable. I don't think I wanted to do that. Shoot! I ran out of time. But that's okay. I hear the gold ring. As long as I reach it, and I do, that's all that matters. I had to skip that last red ring, though, because I was a little too slow on the uptake with the blue wisp. Not only that, though, that was a mercifully short act. Usually that honor goes to Acts 4 and 6, but looks like Act 3 decided to do the honors this time. Works out for me. That leaves us with 3 more acts to go through, and then the boss act. Also, I really like how, before you start each act, you see a specific number of wisps hovering to the right of the Act 4 text. Or the act text for any act, basically. It tells you exactly what wisps are available in the stage you're about to play in, so that's a very considerate gesture from Sega, but they would thought to throw that in there. I can appreciate that. Well, Sega or Nintendo, seeing as at the time this game was made, Sega had signed an exclusive deal with Nintendo. So I bet Nintendo had some hand with game's development. May have already mentioned that when playing Starlight Carnival. Oh boy. Woo! That freestyling, let's go! And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't freestyling build your boost gauge as well? The Zap Wisp. What would we need that for exactly? Is it an elevator? Nope. Can I not grab that wall? Okay, now I can. I was a little afraid I'd go under it and then fall to my death. Boost! What? What the heck happened there? Okay, there we go. Alright, so clearly we're around the big rocket that made up the majority of the Planet Wisp stage in Generations. If there's an extra life, I'll gladly take that, but I'm not going to chance attack any of the badniks on the bottom row of blocks because I don't want to risk falling off. And I kept the Zap Wisp on hand for this occasion. I was wondering if we would see any teleportation crystals like the ones above us. So that was why I didn't use the Laser Wisp right away when I got it. Did I just call it Zap Wisp again? Probably did. But oh well. And yo, the color bonus. I completely neglected to mention that you can acquire bonuses to your score while you're playing through this game by quick stepping and by using your color's powers associated with the wisps. Did I want to do that? I don't think I wanted to do that. I just sent myself backwards, didn't I? I think I did. And I don't have the laser wisp this time. I think it's supposed to go this way all along, though. I know you guys are doing your jobs, but I'm coming through! What a time to not have a laser wisp. I guess we'll settle for the rocket, because I don't see how we're gonna get up here. Alright, so it took us through here. There's that laser wisp. Probably have to use a wall jump to get it. Uh-huh. Oh, and there's a rail. Try and make sure I didn't just walk to my death. Oh my god. You know what? I would feel so much safer traveling from the bottom row of blocks rather than fighting the opposite direction from above. I would have been more likely to die that way. Okay, there's another platform up there we need to climb to get to this gold ring, and that is it for Act 4. Thank goodness. Yo, I really love this background with the rocket from Planet Wisp. Or that's a generator and not a rocket. I keep calling it a rocket, but I would find it more likely to be something that was built by Eggman to suck the alien energy out of each of the planets surrounding his park. So that must be a generator rather than a rocket. Oh!
Is. There's something very Eggman-ish about it.
I think he's transforming it somehow, making it part of his theme park.
Attention guests, if you can hear this message, you are trespassing. Renovation. If you are not a robot, please return to the main park areas and ignore anything evil you might see.
It looks like the theme of his park is universal domination and the conquest of alien races.
It's more than a theme, it's a reality. He's using them like some kind of living intergalactic gasoline.
That's pretty low, even for a sleazeball like Eggman.
Some displacement of indigenous aliens and destruction of natural resources may occur. Eggman Enterprises...
Oh my god!
You getting any of that?
Yeah, they're totally freaked out. It sounds like they're in shock because of public transportation and a new nurse. Oh no, wait.
Tails.
They're in shock because of their planet's strange transformation and having been dragged across the universe.
Well, I still can't believe he kidnapped the whole planet. How did somebody do that?
They're saying it was either ice cream or a tractor beam.
Yeah, well, I'm going to guess it's ice cream shooting out of those generators.
If it was, I would get one for back home.
Dude, I'd get two. Now, if everyone will excuse me, I'm going to put a stop to these renovations.
How Eggman sounded over the intercom, trying to sound all professional and whatnot. Please ignore anything evil you might have seen here. Yeah, you might as well just paint a sign saying, I'm planning something devious with this amusement park. And paint over his forehead. He doesn't know how to keep anything about his plans hidden from the world. I almost think he doesn't want to. Cause that's just Eggman for you. That's a show off till the very end. Also, why is it that Tails can never get his first translation of the alien language correct? Like, why is he always making these mistakes? Oh, I remember these coin blocks. Well, why do I call them coin blocks? Coins and rings are not flying out of them. I'm making the classic mistake of confusing an item's name from Mario with that of one in the Sonic games. Not that we're getting... Oh, what happened there? I lost sight of Sonic for a second, but next thing I know I hear... Ugh! Which isn't a very convincing death scream for Sonic. Mark you, this was Roger Craig Smith's first attempt at voicing Sonic in a game, so... I'll give him some leeway, but yeah. He does get better over time. Alright, danger sign. Obviously we have to use these blocks as bridges to advance further in the stage, and make it quick because the egg pawns are literally trying to take the ground out from underneath our feet. And there's that purple wisp I was alluding to earlier. And sadly, we're not gonna find it in this world. Maybe it's either an asteroid coaster or aquarium park. But I guess we'll know soon enough. I wonder exactly what feature it serves. Can Sonic attack these blocks? He can boost through them! And thankfully, they do not regenerate if he's standing inside the space that was previously occupied by a block, or he would have been crushed to death. And speaking of death, I boosted right to my death after missing out on a red ring that was right there at the tip of my fingers. Yikes, 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 yikes. We can stomp through them, but that's not gonna do me all that much good. Yep, that's gonna be useless. And with no boost, we can't get that red ring, so we'll have to forget about it. Also, I'm just now noticing my boost gauge is not going back up when I'm beating the enemies. I thought that was how you built your boost gauge, so what happened to that? Is the only way to build your boost gauge by freeing the aliens? Uh-oh. Oh wait, I have 5 rings. I thought I had 0. Must have confused it with the boost gauge. Give me that red ring, boy! Ooh, there's a gold ring, and we just went right underneath it, only to do a complete 180 and come back towards it. That was an interesting way to finish off the app, but we'll take it. And we seem to be at the very bottom of the generator that was built on Planet Wisp. I'm more and more convinced that it is a generator rather than a rocket. Maybe the reason I kept calling it a rocket at first was because of the fact that the rocket wisp is used awful lot here along with the spike wisp, if you know what I mean. Regardless, we're done with Act 5. Let me just take a moment to acknowledge this calming piano solo that's playing right now for the Planet Wisp theme at the area map. This is pretty relaxing. Very peaceful. If it wasn't for all these generated Eggman built around the entire world, this would be an amazing place to take a vacation at. Planet Wisp is awesome, dude. Alright, so ignoring the fact that I just got myself another D rank, we're going through Act 6 of Planet Wisp, and after that, that will leave us with the boss act, and again, I have no idea how that one's gonna go, because I don't remember playing through any part of Planet Wisp in colors. So it should be exciting. Give me that wisp up there, thank you. I guess the only way to build your boost gauge is simply to free the boost wisp. I thought by beating enemies you would build your gauge as well, because I swear there were instances where that happened in Tropical Resort, but apparently that's been debunked. And that's a shame, but what are you gonna do, right? So these rail sections, you have to interchange between the rail by pressing left or right on the stick, and you'll have to change course rapidly if you see any tracks coming along the rails you're currently on, so that your trip does not get made hazardous. And there's a hover Wisp. One thing I didn't take advantage of the Starlight Carnival, but I'm just now realizing, is that the hover Wisp is basically a substitute for Sonic's Lightspeed Dash. And you're playing the GameCube pad, you just go near a trail of rings while you're in hover form, press the B button, and you just zip along them just like that. It hadn't occurred to me to do that when I played Starlight Carnival. I remember reading in the info tab from Tails that rings would help improve your travel speed while in the hover Wisp, but when I collected them and I wasn't getting any boost in my speed, I got kinda confused. But now it makes more sense to me. I hate these sections. They make me so freaking anxious. Make me prefer going along the trail of platforms that are going in the same direction I'm going, because I often fear that if I fight the opposite direction of it, I'm bound to just fall off and die. So at first, my Sonic gameplay will be kind of timid when I'm not familiar with the game I'm playing, but the more familiar I am with it, the less timid it gets. Or in some cases when I get rusty, like with Sonic 2. I was just streaming that recently, right? And I was playing the Death Egg robot in the very final zone, which was of course the Death Egg. And you can actually score a high number of hits against the boss as Sonic, as long as you position your jumps carefully so you don't graze the claws on the side of his machine. But if you get too careless with your positioning, by like say off 1 pixel or so, you will actually die, because you never get any rings at all in that last act, which just makes it a lot more of a stressful ordeal. Anyway, we're at the very base of the generator at Planet Wisp, so we'll always have to scale it to get to the end. I'd be very surprised the gold ring was not at the top after all of this. Hover Wisp. And there is a switch that will activate these rings. So where will this take us? Oh, it'll take us in a literal figure 8. What about this one? Is there another hover Wisp? No, but there is a spike Wisp. Let's see where that takes us. Up we go! Okay, block of breaking through. I think we're at the very side of a generator. Can we not, nope, we can't go further along there. Because that gear is in the way. Is there anything to the right? Figures. Oh, that's okay, that's okay. The gold ring is right beneath us the entire time. I didn't realize we had passed by it. But that was all I cared about reaching. Extra life, gimme that, gimme that, gimme that, gimme that. Gimme that! We got a boss ad coming up and I want to stay prepared. So I think having more than 50 lives by this point is being more than prepared. Kyle's pretty generous with extra life output, and I really appreciate that. Anyway, the boss act. Let's see what this is all about. Wait a minute, I remember that cutscene where Sonic goes like, "No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me." Is this where it happens? Is this where it happens? Let's see.
And there's the generator. Seems like these guys are getting harder and harder to find.
Wait a minute. That's the same boss in Tropical Resort. What is this?
I know for a fact these guys are getting harder and harder to beat.
Please remember, all planets in Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park are, as far as you know, wholly owned properties of Eggman Enterprises and its subsidiaries. All unauthorized photography, video reproduction, or shutting down of generators is strictly prohibited. Thank you.
Eggman, I am going to save this planet, and I am going to free these aliens. No.
There it is.
We can save a lot of time and broken robots if you just quit now.
So that's where it happened.
You try to be reasonable.
Sonic, you act like reasoning with robots is ever gonna work. They aren't capable of reasoning. At this point, I think you're purposely acting stupid. So, the Tropical Resort boss all over again. Is that basically what this is? I'm a little disappointed. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, okay. So we got some new tricks up our sleeve. A laser covering the entire length of the wheel. So it's not going to be as simple as running along the edge of the Ferris wheel and hitting him directly in the face. And there it is again. And he's sending energy directly along the wheel, too. This gave me shade of Sonic 4 Episode 2's first boss. No thanks, Tails. I already know what to do. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use the rotating platforms to reach him, considering he's got his eye all swollen shut. But I can use him as a shield against the laser so I don't get clipped. Alright, simple enough to figure out. Give me that boost. Oh my god! I boosted a little too high of my own. Oh god, I almost died. The iframes lasted just long enough for me to clip through that energy ball, but even then, that could have ended so badly. Ah! Give me my ring, give me my ring! Well, one thing for sure, Eggman made quite some upgrades to this. Oh my god. Oh shoot! Ah! I think I'm dead. Okay, there are rings up there. I just booted out of desperation hoping I'd find rings. I'm dead. Oh no, I picked up a ring! By sheer luck, and I didn't realize I was open! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The laser's coming again. Well, I didn't think this guy would suddenly become a pain in my back. But there you have it. Come on, Sonic! Thank you! Whew. At least it only took 3 hits just like before to take him out. He was a bit more stressful to deal with, and you had to space out your attacks a little more, because he always shut his eye in between each attack. And you also had to be extremely wary of a laser encircling his entire wheel, but other than that, it was mostly the same boss in Tropical Resort, just a little more difficult, which is... I kinda have a high opinion of that, because it brings some redemption to the big boy's name. As Eggman called him anyway. I think he could have been a little bit more original with how he named that particular boss, but... bleh. In any case, that's it for the Planet Wisp boss, and with that we're done with this stage. So what's the final cutscene gonna be like, I wonder? Will we see more copyright laws enacted? Oh wait, they have been enacted since 10 years ago. Especially on YouTube.
I wasn't sure I was going to pull it off. Well, who am I kidding? We both knew how this would end.
You knew, I guess, not me.
Are you talking to the broken robot who...
Tails!
Maybe.
Don't worry, I would have the same thing he did.
The important thing here is the alien planet is free.
Absolutely.
So, we can just forget about the whole talking to dead robots thing, right?
No.
Nope.
I knew you'd say that.
Oh, come on. I've seen you save the day a lot of times, but I've never seen you talk to a pile of metal.
Touché.
I guess this cutscene was called... Sonic Being Awkward. Well, that's it for Planet Wisp. I think by this point we're halfway done with Sonic Colors playthrough, because we have these 2 worlds left to deal with, and I can only assume this is the final level that's kind of locked off directly below Tropical Resort. And we can only get to it once we've freed all the other planets and their aliens in the process. Speaking of planets, the next one we'll be going through is the Aquarium Park. Screw Planet Wisp music, I already found a winner right here, wow. Wait, jellyfish? How are robots clinging to the strands of a jellyfish? Aren't they electrically charged? And I know for a fact robots can't handle electricity being used against them as a weapon. It conducts electricity. Still, this music though. And although this planet greatly emphasizes Sonic's greatest weakness, which is obviously water, I've just been kind of a sucker for water-based stages. Generally when they're like used near the very beginning of the game, like Sonic Adventure's Emerald Coast, and I would have liked Waves Ocean 06 a lot better if not for that very last part near the end of the Mach Speed section, where even you held left to stay on the piece of land that you were running along, you could still fall off and die because the game just push you towards the right for some weird reason. So, Sonic does have a bit of abnormal luck with water-based stages, it seems. Some don't control so well, but some do, and all of them have one recurring theme. Their music is out of this world. Pun not intended given the nature of this game. We're gonna check out Aquarium Park, but not until the next video. That'll be it for this one, guys, so I hope you all enjoyed what you saw here. And if you did, your likes and comments are waiting to be received, so make sure to drop them. And if you want to keep up with the series, hit that sub button and ring that bell. Hopefully I won't be adhering to a weekly upload schedule for this game anymore, and I'll be able to upload a lot more often, but we will see. I hope you all enjoyed the series as much as I am, and I will see you next time for the Aquarium Park. Until then, peace out, blue blurs for life. Take care.